Imagine waking up 6 months from now stronger, smarter, and more successful than ever before. The only difference between where you are now and where you want to be is the action you take today. Are you ready to design the next 6 months of your life for unstoppable success? Many people tend to overestimate what they can accomplish in a day, but they often underestimate the incredible progress they can make in 6 months. Today, we're going to explore how you can completely transform your life in the next 180 days. Why 6 months, you ask? Let me explain. A year feels too long to wait for results, and a month doesn't give you enough time to see real change. But 6 months, that's the sweet spot. It's long enough to see meaningful progress, yet short enough to keep your motivation high and your enthusiasm alive. Isn't that fascinating? Here's something that always amazes me. Most people spend more time planning their next vacation than they do planning their lives. They'll spend hours picking out a hotel, but won't spend 30 minutes designing their future. Incredible, right? But you're different. You're here because deep down, you know it's time for change. Let me ask you, if you keep doing exactly what you're doing now, where will you be 6 months from now? Same job, same income, same problems, same excuses? If you don't make a change, you're choosing to stay exactly where you are. Let that sink in for a moment. The beauty of a 6-month plan is that it provides what I call realistic urgency. You won't have time to procrastinate because those 6 months will fly by, but you'll also have enough time to make real progress. It's the perfect balance. Now, let me share the key principles behind transformation. Success leaves clues. Over the years, I've learned that extraordinary achievement isn't about doing thousands of things. It's about doing a handful of things consistently, over and over. Repetition builds skill, and consistency is the foundation of success. Let's start with the first essential element of your 6-month transformation: clarity. You need to be absolutely clear about what you want. Vague goals lead to vague results, but specific goals lead to specific results. You write this down. Clarity is power. When you're clear about what you want, the universe has a way of aligning with your intentions. Here's an interesting thing. Most people know what they don't want, but they often struggle to define what they actually do want. They can talk for hours about what's wrong with their life, their job, or their relationships. But when you ask them what they want instead, they can't answer. That's why we're starting with absolute clarity. Here's what I want you to do tonight. Take a piece of paper and write down exactly what you want your life to look like 6 months from now. Be specific. Don't write something vague like, I want to be happy. Instead, write something measurable like, I want to increase my income by 40%, read 12 books, lose 20 pounds, and start my own side business. See the difference? Now, let's move on to the second key to your transformation, your philosophy of life. Your philosophy shapes how you respond to what happens to you. And here's the key point. It's not what happens that determines your future, it's how you respond to what happens. It's not the wind that decides your direction, it's the set of your sail. Let me share something profound with you. Success isn't magical or mysterious. Success is simply the result of consistently applying basic principles. But here's the challenge. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. It's easy to read 10 pages of a good book every day, but it's also easy not to. It's easy to save 10% of your income, but it's also easy not to. Now let's discuss the third key, the power of association. There's a principle you must always remember. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Write that down. Over the next 6 months, you need to consciously choose who you spend your time with. Some people need to be loved from a distance. Isn't that interesting? You'll meet 2 types of people on your journey to success. Those who inspire you and those who drain you. Your job over the next 6 months is to increase your exposure to those who inspire you and reduce your time with those who drain you. It's that simple. Let me share something fascinating about human potential. Most people only operate at about 20% of their true capability. Do you know why? Because they haven't committed to excellence. They're just trying to get through the day, rather than making the most of each day. There's a huge difference between the two. The fourth key to your 6-month transformation is the discipline of documentation. Starting today, you need to become a serious student of your own life. Keep a journal, Track your progress and document your insights. Small adjustments to your daily routine can have a massive impact over 6 months. Here's an example. If you read just 10 pages of a good book every day for 6 months, do you think your life would be different if you absorbed the wisdom from 7 carefully chosen books over the next 6 months? Of course it would. Here's another principle that will serve you well. Success is not something you chase. Success is something you attract by becoming the person you need to be. Over the next 6 months, your primary focus should be on personal development. Invest more in yourself than you do in your job. The 5th key to your transformation is the power of investment. I'm not just talking about money, although that's important. I'm talking about investing in yourself. Here's the formula. Formal education will help you earn a living, but self-education can create a fortune. Let me ask you this. How much have you invested in your personal growth over the past year? Many people spend $100 on a single meal without hesitation, yet they hesitate to invest the same amount in a book or a seminar that could transform their future. Isn't that something to think about? Over the next 6 months, commit to investing in yourself. Whether through books, courses, seminars, or coaching, make it a priority. If someone has already achieved what you aspire to, they possess knowledge you don't. Learn from them. The 6th key to transformation is what I call the miracle of incrementalism. Small, consistent improvements lead to extraordinary results over time. Let me explain how. If you enhance your skills by just 1% each day for 6 months, you'll be 180% better than when you started. That's the power of compounded progress. Here's what I find fascinating. Most people wait for a big breakthrough. They're waiting for the perfect moment to make a drastic change. But success doesn't happen that way. It's built on countless small, correct choices made daily, weekly, and monthly. Now let's talk about the 7th key, the power of goals. You've likely heard about goal setting before, but let me offer a new perspective. Most people aim too low, setting goals based on what they believe is achievable, rather than what they truly desire. Over the next 6 months, challenge yourself with goals that push your limits. If your goals don't make you a little uncomfortable, they're not big enough. But here's the secret. Break those big goals into daily actions. Success isn't about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do consistently. Now let's address something that's often overlooked, the power of your environment. Your surroundings will either fuel your growth or hold you back. Over the next 6 months, be intentional about designing an environment that supports your ambitions. Organize your workspace, declutter your home, and create a setting that energizes you. Here's a principle that changed my life. You can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction instantly. Tonight, you can make choices that will shape your life 6 months from now, and you'll be grateful you did. Let me share a powerful truth. Success isn't about having unlimited resources. It's about resourcefulness. It's not about what you lack. It's about how you maximize what you already have. Over the next 6 months, focus on making the most of your current opportunities. The 8th key to transformation is what I call the power of standards. Your life will always align with the standards you set. If you elevate your standards, your life will rise to match them. If you lower them, your life will decline accordingly. It's that simple. Over the next 6 months, you must elevate your standards in every aspect of your life. Set higher expectations for your relationships, health, income, and business. When you raise your standards, everything begins to change. Here's something fascinating about human psychology. We tend to rise or fall to the level of our expectations. If you expect little, you'll receive little. But if you expect more, you'll achieve more. Over the next 6 months, challenge yourself. Demand more from yourself than anyone else ever could. The 9th key to transformation is what I call the power of rituals. Your life is shaped by the habits you practice daily. What you do consistently matters far more than what you do occasionally. Over the next 6 months, establish routines that align with your goals. Let me share one simple ritual that can change everything. Wake up an hour earlier each day. That adds up to 180 extra hours over the next 6 months. Imagine how much you could accomplish with 180 focused hours. That's equivalent to 4.5 full work weeks. Now let's talk about time management. Don't just count the days, make the days count. Over the next 6 months, you must master your time. Time is the great equalizer. Everyone gets the same 24 hours a day. It's how you use those 24 hours that makes the difference. The 10th key to transformation is what I call the power of accountability. When you're accountable to someone, your performance improves. Over the next 6 months, find an accountability partner or join a mastermind group. Share your goals, track your progress, and celebrate your achievements. Here's an interesting insight into human nature. We are often more motivated to avoid letting others down than to push ourselves forward. Use that to your advantage. Make commitments to others that inspire you to follow through. Now, let's talk about something essential, the power of recovery. Over the next 6 months, you will face challenges. That's not negativity, it's reality. The goal isn't to avoid setbacks, it's to recover quickly. Successful people aren't those who never fail, they're the ones who get back up every time they fall. The 11th key to transformation is what I call the power of focus. Here's something I've learned. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Over the next 6 months, train yourself to focus intensely on what truly matters. Don't get caught up in distractions. Don't confuse being busy with being productive. Now, let me share something truly powerful. Motivation gets you started, but habit keeps you moving forward. Over the next 6 months, focus on building habits that will serve you for life. Don't depend on motivation, rely on discipline. Motivation is like a warm shower. It feels great, but the effects don't last. The 12th key to transformation is what I call the power of celebration. Too many people wait until they reach their final goal to celebrate. That's a mistake. Over the next 6 months, celebrate progress, not just achievements. Small victories fuel long-term motivation. Here's something important about success. Success leaves clues. Study high achievers, read their books, listen to their podcasts, and attend their seminars. Over the next 6 months, become a student of success. Learn from those who have already reached the level you aspire to. Let me share a powerful truth about personal growth. For things to change, you must change. For things to improve, you must improve. Don't wish for life to be easier. Work on becoming better. Don't wish for fewer challenges. Develop greater skills. The 13th key to transformation is what I call the power of contribution. Success without contribution is an empty victory. Over the next 6 months, find ways to add value to others. The more you contribute, the more valuable you become. Here's something fascinating about wealth. Your income rarely surpasses your personal growth. If you want to earn more, you must learn more. Over the next 6 months, invest in your education, sharpen your skills, expand your knowledge, and increase your value. Now let me share something important about competition. Most people overestimate the competition and underestimate themselves. Over the next 6 months, compete only with yourself. Strive to be better today than you were yesterday. That's the only competition that truly matters. The 14th key to transformation is what I call the power of decisiveness. Successful people make decisions quickly and adjust them slowly. Unsuccessful people hesitate to decide and change course frequently. Over the next 6 months, train yourself to be decisive. Here's what's interesting about decisions. Every choice you make today shapes your future. The decisions you make in the next 6 months will determine where you'll be 6 months from now. Make choices that your future self will thank you for. Let me share a profound truth about success. Success is not a destination, it's a direction. Over the next 6 months, focus on moving forward, not on being perfect. Progress matters more than perfection. Progress equals happiness. The 15th key to transformation is what I call the power of gratitude. Gratitude transforms what you have into enough. Over the next 6 months, keep a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. That's 540 moments of gratitude. Now, here's something fascinating about the human mind. What you appreciate appreciates. Over the next 6 months, appreciate your progress, your challenges, and your opportunities. The more gratitude you express, the more reasons you'll find to be grateful. Now, let me share something powerful about personal transformation. Change is inevitable, but growth is a choice. Over the next 6 months, choose growth. choose development, and choose progress. The decision is yours, and the time is now. Ladies and gentlemen, let me leave you with this thought. 6 months from now, you will arrive somewhere. The question is, where? The answer depends on the decisions you make today and the actions you take tomorrow. The next 6 months of your life are shaped by your daily routine. Remember, life doesn't improve by chance, it improves by change. And today, right here, right now, you have the opportunity to make changes that will transform your future. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take this moment and make it perfect. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is bridged by the actions you take starting today. 6 months will pass whether you take action or not. The real question is, where do you want to be when those 6 months are over? Make them count. Make them meaningful. Make them memorable. 6 months from now, you will be telling one of two stories: a story of action and achievement, or a story of procrastination and regret. The choice is yours. Let me leave you with this final thought. Everything you need to create an extraordinary life is within your reach. The knowledge is available, the strategies are proven, the opportunities are limitless. The only question is, are you ready to begin? Start now, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month. Take action on what you've learned today. Apply these principles, follow this plan, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined. Life will pay whatever price you demand of it. If you ask for average, you'll get average. If you demand excellence, you'll achieve excellence. Over the next 6 months, demand excellence in everything you do. Accept nothing less than your best. And remember this, the next 6 months of your life can be better than the last 6. But that won't happen by accident. It will happen by design. Your design. Take control, take charge, take action. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Go forward and make the next 6 months the best of your life. The future belongs to those who prepare for it, and today you've taken the first step toward that preparation. 6 months from now, you will look back at this moment as the turning point, the day you chose to take control of your future. The time will pass no matter what, but the question is, will you be proud of how you used it? Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Take action now. Your future self is counting on you.